Hey Noor, so I've got your task 1 and task 2 in front of me. First of all, really well done for completing them. Obviously we know they take quite a long time, but it is great work for improving your English, and these are fantastic steps towards getting those higher marks, so really well done. Let's look at task 1. First of all, as you know, you had to write a letter to the host family with the 3 points: introducing yourself, asking a few questions for essential information, and also telling the family when you would be arriving. So looking first off at what you've got, it's got exactly the right format, so you've started in the way you should, using dear sir or madam at the beginning. You've got the main part of the letter in the middle, broken down into the 3 sections, which is a really useful way to do it. And then at the end, you've got a good sign off at the end, so kind regards, Noor Wahid. Alright, let's take a quick read through before we look at more specific parts. So, dear sir or madam, I'm writing with regard to my visit to the UK next month. My name is Noor Wahid, and I'm the student who is staying with you for the next 6 months to attend the English course at London University. I'm 30 years old and I work as a pharmacist with 5 years experience. However, English is my favourite foreign language, so I've decided to improve it by taking this course that will help me to take my career to the next step. I would like to inquire about some matters related to my visit. As you know, I'm from Iraq, which is quite a hot country. Therefore, I would like to know about the weather in the UK, specifically London, and type of clothes is appropriate for such freezing climate, especially that I will arrive in winter. Additionally, I was wondering about transportation and how I can commute to college, and is it far or near our residence. Also, I would like to inform you that I'm arriving to London on the 22nd of December, and the landing time is at 2 p.m. GMT at London International Airport, Terminal 3. I'm so excited to meet you all at the airport, and I'm so grateful for your effort. Kind regards, Noor Wahid. Okay, well done. Good. First impressions are that you've got all of the information in there, which is brilliant. You've used some good level vocabulary as well. You've kept it nice and formal because you don't know the family at the moment. You might have noticed when I was reading that sometimes it's some of the sentences are a little bit long, so when reading aloud they start to sound a little bit clumsy, so we'll look at that in a second. Let's go from the beginning just to see what changes can be made. First one is here where we've got dear sir or madam, which is great. We need to follow that with a comma. Okay, dear sir or madam, comma. Okay, the next sentence is good. Okay, it's clear, it's nice and short. It's explaining exactly what you're going to do in the letter, which is nice. Okay, next one. This is where we start to see some of the longer sentences coming in. When you're reading this one, it's a little bit difficult. So my name is Noor Wahid, and I'm the student who is staying with you for the next 6 months to attend the English course at London University. It's quite a mouthful to read in one go. So I would suggest that we break it down slightly. My name is Noor Wahid, and I am a student who will be attending London University, full stop. Okay, for the English course, we could add on the end, I will be staying with you for the next 6 months. Okay, so we're breaking it down into 2 shorter sentences. They have to be a little bit long so we can get all the information in, but if we break it into 2, it's a little bit more manageable. Okay. I'm 30 years old and I work as a pharmacist with 5 years experience. Okay, however, English is my favourite foreign language. Alright, so the question that pops up here is why we're using however, because however is normally when we've got a contrast. So we haven't mentioned foreign languages yet in this sentence, so we don't really have a reason to use however. Instead, we could say, I'm 30 years old and I work as a pharmacist with 5 years experience. Okay. Full stop. Also, English is my favourite foreign language, for example, or English is my favourite language even. If you do use foreign, be careful of the spelling. So F-O-R-E-I-G-N. Okay, so however, English is my favourite language or favourite foreign language with the correct spelling. Full stop. Then we could use the phrase because of this. Because of this, comma, I've decided to improve it, or improve my English, by taking this course that will help me to take my career to the next step. Now, we would say to the next level. Okay, good phrase to use there, but we'd say take my career to the next level. Okay, good. So then we get on to the questions. I would like to inquire about some matters related to my visit. Okay, yeah. As you know, I'm from Iraq, which is quite a hot country. Bearing in mind that you're just introducing yourself up here, what we would probably say instead is, as you may know, I'm from Iraq, because we don't know whether they know this yet or not. So as you may know, I'm from Iraq, which is quite a hot country. Full stop. Okay. Next we could put so, comma, I would like to know about the weather in the UK. Be careful with the UK, only U and K are capitalised. The should be in small letters. Okay, so to know about the weather in the UK. Specifically London. Okay, so yeah, so we'll keep that as one sentence. So, comma, I would like to know about the weather in the UK, comma, specifically London. Full stop. Okay, that makes it clear for the reader. Next, we're asking about clothes, so it would be good to have this as a different question. So we could just start with the question word. What type of clothes are, because it's plural, what type of clothes are appropriate for the UK climate? Okay, such freezing climate is a little bit kind of presumptuous in a way. Freezing is an extreme adjective, so it sounds a little bit out of place here. So instead I would definitely say, what type of clothes are appropriate for the UK climate? Question mark. Okay. Especially that I will arrive in winter. Okay, firstly, if you use especially, be careful of the spelling. So instead of an E in the middle, it's an A. So E-S-P-E-C-I-A-L-L-Y. So, especially that I will arrive in winter. This one we could change it slightly. So we're asking that question about clothes, finishing with a question mark. We might then say, I am concerned because I will arrive in winter. Okay. And then finally, additionally, I was wondering, with an E, wondering, W-O-N-D-E-R-I-N-G, about transportation and how I can commute to college, and is it far or near our residence. You might have heard when you were listening to that we've got quite a lot of and in here, so it starts to become a little bit repetitive. Again, we could break this down slightly. So additionally, I was wondering about transportation, full stop. Then we could use two questions. How can I commute to university? Because we've already used university up here. Okay, so how can I commute to university? Question mark. And then, is it far from our residence? Instead of far or near, which is a little bit wordy, quite a lot of words, we say, is it far from our residence? Question mark. Okay, so all the while we're trying to avoid long, kind of winding sentences and go for things that are slightly more succinct. Okay, next one. Also, I'd like to inform you that I am arriving in London, not to London, arriving in London on the 22nd of December and the landing time is at 2 p.m. GMT at London International Airport Terminal 3. Okay, good. I'm so excited to meet you all at the airport, and I'm so grateful for your effort. Again, we've got a bit of repetition here, so using so twice. Also, we don't need a comma before and. So instead, we could say, I'm very excited to meet you all at the airport and grateful for your hospitality. Okay, instead of for your effort, which sounds a little bit too formal in a way, we'd say for your hospitality. And hospitality is Hospitality. Okay, hospitality. And it means for their welcome or for allowing you to stay in their house. Okay, and then at the end, kind regards, again followed by a comma, Noor. Okay, great work on that letter. Most of the corrections that we've made are mainly to do with sentence structure, making sure your sentences aren't too long, being careful not to use and too many times so that we start to get a bit of a long list effect. Okay, but like I said at the beginning, the format is good, the structure is great. You've got all of the parts of the question in there, which is good. So a really, really strong start is really good to see. Okay, good, really well done. To improve on this, it might be worth just making a list of some of the corrections that we've gone through, possibly as well some of the spellings. So we had especially a couple of others in there. So make sure that you write those down and familiarise yourself with the spelling of them. Just because these are words that we use quite often in our writing, so they're good ones to pick marks up on. Okay, but yes, Noor, really well done on this. Great to see some progress here, and yeah, great, well done.